What you know now? It's 2/22/22. A true Tuesday. It is really Tuesday. And this is the Wayz verse. Yo, welcome to the Wayz verse, man. I'm your homeboy, OG Tim Wilson, and I am here with Big Ed. And of course, you can't be in the Wayz verse without an invitation from Wayz himself. What's going on, fellas?
Not so much. Just chilling.
Yes, I feel that. What is good? Man, look, I've been looking forward to this all week. A little disappointed I haven't been able to participate in the Facebook polls, but I got my vote in either way for these last two brackets we did last week. Now I have to say, I'm not disappointed at all.
I tell you what, I called it. I told y'all I knew they would both be landslides. I tried to tell y'all, I was trying to guide y'all to vote against the trash, but y'all wanted the trash to be in, and they both, the polls were landslides. The polls were both landslides because it was just the wrong. It wasn't the wrong two, but at least it was one wrong one in both. Yeah. Blackout didn't belong. I mean, they got one hit, says the best CD, and it's only one hit on the album. I mean, don't just go by your fandom of artists. Be honest about what's the better album. And that's the problem I'm having with this competition so far. Okay. And Charlie Brown Christmas better than Sign of the Times? Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. But anyway, me and my girlfriend went out. Me and my girlfriend. I mean, if I was your girlfriend is the song. If I was your girlfriend, Sign of the Times, hot thing, forever in my life, Starfish and Coffee, beautiful, beautiful night. You got to look. I mean, come on. You can't even name two songs off of the damn Charlie Brown Christmas. Great album. I loved it, but it's mostly a jazz album, man. It's not, but it's not in the same conversation, dude. How was that? It would have been very interesting to see what would have won out of Superfly and Sign of the Times.
Yeah.
But Superfly dominated. It was a landslide. It was a landslide. Both were. So I'm pleading. It's not about what artists you like best. It's about what was the better album, man.
Right.
And be real with it. You gotta look at what the album did. It's like I mean that's like the comparable of saying Goonies was better than the Gremlin. It just don't make sense.
It was.
Goonies had made about $100,000 at the theater.
Yeah, Scarface made less than that.
Gremlin was one of the biggest movies ever. It's not even close. Goonies was trash. I'm gonna put that poll up just so we can squash this.
Hey, watch Goonies win though. That would be amazing.
But, yeah, it would. I'd be quiet. I'd leave it alone if that happened. I would. All right. You can post it anywhere you want.
Well, this week we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna push forward and we're gonna make some more potential winners. We're gonna narrow another bracket down. Our third group's bracket, which is actually going second in order in our picks here. Our third group's album is gonna go on, and we're going to see who goes on to face off in the Elite Eight up against Prince's 1999, Run DMC Raising Hell, last week's winners, Superfly, and Bob Marley's self-titled album, Bob Marley. So, I'm ready to get the party rolling. And with that being said, let's do it and get it started. Right. God, I got my Eddie Munster guy going on over here. What the fuck? I'm boxed out.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Ooh-wee. All right. So this week we're skipping groups 2. I you know what, I'm even going to lay the spoiler out there. Groups 2 is going to be the very last bracket we're going to do in this series before the Elite Eight. Groups 3 we're doing today. Depending on how fast we blow through this, we may do soundtracks, the first soundtracks list bracket next.
I just want to say every bracket so far has pissed me off. I hope y'all don't piss me off again tonight. They not to piss me off. Man, we had the Gap Band, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Cameo, Parliament, and Funkadelic all lose to Run DMC versus Run DMC. Really? And it came down to Run DMC versus Run DMC?
Well, I will say this.
I don't want to get pissed off again, man.
You don't have to worry about Parliament losing. You don't have to worry about Funkadelic losing.
I ain't about that.
You don't even have to worry about Prince getting voted out here.
All those groups that I named, for it to come down to Run DMC versus Run DMC is a sham. As much as I love Run DMC. Not to say Raising Hell didn't belong. It should not have been going up against King of Rock with all the great groups that I just named being in that same bracket. That's pathetic. It's incredibly bad.
Well, in the end, any poll, any tournament is a matter of opinion. Not everybody's going to be happy with the results, but it is what it is. We move on and we keep trucking.
Yeah, some opinions are just incredibly bad.
So, we're going to start this off. We're going to start this off going counterclockwise, starting with OG.
OG, then you, then me?
Yep. Going you, OG, yourself, and then myself.
That's clockwise.
Counterclockwise on my screen. Look at my screen. Look over here.
That's why we be getting fucked up every week.
You gotta look at my screen. I promise you'll appreciate it one day, maybe almost.
You know what? Let's move on, man. He telling trade secrets without even knowing. Let's roll.
All right. So, OG, we have Kiss with Destroyer up against Green Day with Dookie.
I'm going with Kiss.
I'm gonna go with Green Day, Dookie.
I'm sorry, but in this matchup, I have to go with Kiss.
Okay.
All right, next up.
I just gotta say, hold on quick. The drums on Green Day Dookie were phenomenal for every song on that album. And that's what made me get into drumming.
Okay. I feel it. I ain't gonna lie, I got into drumming because it gave me 2 weapons I can use against other kids.
I got into drumming because that's how Africans used to communicate with one another.
That's a good point. I never thought about that, especially in the 3rd grade. Big Ed.
Yep.
We have Next with Rated Next up against Wish by Pink Floyd.
I'm gonna go Wish by Pink Floyd.
As much as I would like to vote for family on this one, I am going to go with Wish by Pink Floyd as well.
And I'm going to make that unanimous. I like Next too, and I do, but yeah.
All right, so next up, we have Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest up against Dead Serious by Das EFX.
Hold on. I got to go back to the last one real quick. Because the album's not Wish. The album is actually Wish You Were Here.
Ah, wish you were. You're probably going to remind me of that a couple different times. Just remember that.
Yep.
All right, so low end theory. Hey, you know what? I actually like the way we ended last week's show. When you got your vote, just say it. We have low end theory up against or
Das Effects.
thank you. Low end theory by Tribe Called Quest up against Dead Serious Das Effect.
Das Effects.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know who Joe voting for because he don't even know how to say the group name. So he don't know who it is. He ain't never heard of him.
Nope.
Here you go again.
I can't vote for something I don't know.
That is okay. Go ahead and vote.
I'm actually gonna go with Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory. But to school Joe a little bit, Das Effects is
don't school him yet. Let him vote.
okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead and say what you were gonna say. Go ahead.
That's the one where they want effects on it, ain't it?
Yeah.
Man, one of the greatest hip hop songs of all time.
Stickity bum. Yeah.
But yeah, my vote's for the Low End Theory.
Yeah, I'll stick with Low End Theory.
Here's a little bit of old school trivia here, and I'm not doing the music, but Bone Thugs and Harmony came up with their style because they listened to Das Effects, and Das Effects did a whole lot of bum stickity bum, rat-tat-tat-tat, bum dum. You know, they did a lot of that kind of stuff, and they said they took that style and actually they said, well, we're going to do what they're doing, but instead of doing the iggities and diggities, we're going to put actual words in there. And that's how Bone Thugs and Harmony created their style. It was off of the backs of Das Effects. So Das Effects deserves all the props in the world, but Low End Theory is a much better project. So I'm going with Low End Theory.
Okay.
And Das Effects hardly ever gets the props that they're due.
They are very underrated. Absolutely. Major group. Stickity bum. All right, anyway.
I bone connect to your knee bone. Your knee bone connects. Oh man.
Hard.
That's my shit.
All right.
More 90s hip hop for you.
Yeah, it was live. Even though, by the way, folks, he's bringing that up, and we did 90s versus the 2000s, and the 2000s kicked the 90s ass, but that's okay.
Talk about old school. God damn. That's over 2 years now.
I just wanted to bring that up, y'all. That's all. That the 2000s kicked the ass. Anyway.
All right. So next up, we have To the East Backwards by X Clan.
Ooh.
Up against The Game by Queen.
Oh. Who's on?
Once you have your vote, go ahead and cast it.
I thought you were saving it for the last round again. That's an extremely tough one. This is unfair because To the East Backwards is one of the most underrated hip hop albums of all times. X Clan took Public Enemy to the next level with it when it comes to introducing African culture, not Black, African culture to hip hop. And totally unique. They fell off after that because it was a lot of redundancy, and you got it kind of fell off. But that album was so impactful and so fantastic with Funkin' Lesson and Grand Verbalizer. What time is it? I mean, that is a classic CD. But The Game, by Queen.
Mm-hmm.
That's one with Bohemian Rhapsody, ain't it?
Oh, that's the one with another one, Bites the Dust,
Mm-hmm.
and Crazy Little Thing Called Love. I gotta go with Queen. I hate to do that. You don't know how much this hurts my feelings that to see X Clan go out to vote against X Clan first round, but I have to go with Queen because that was just so much bigger.
Man.
It was so much bigger. I mean, that was the Lions had a song called "Another One Bites the Dust."
Mm-hmm.
They remade that joint, so it was. I'm going with Queen, but that's. I do with great trepidation, and I no disrespect to X Clan whatsoever.
The only personal experience I have with Queen is watching Wayne's World, and Bohemian Rhapsody came on.
Wow.
But the first record, when I walked into KPO, that Latone played in front of me was with to me and with me was an X Clan record. I'm gonna have to go with X Clan.
Okay. I will say this, like, I'm a massive fucking Queen fan. I'm not going front. And yeah, it's always their big hits. Bohemian Rhapsody, absolute massive hit. But Another One Bites the Dust is the one that's always gotten me because it is the only one I can recall that has a hip hop shift to it, where there was a song made behind it. And my first introduction to Another One Bites the Dust was a hip hop song. And it was my mom that brought it up to me that this is the original. So I'm going to go with The Game by Queen as well.
That was a tough matchup.
Yeah.
And then another little personal note about X Clan. One of the first concerts I ever went to was held at Beloit Memorial High School. It was Kwame and X Clan.
Mm.
You never heard Another One Bites the Dust?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then
we used to play.
So he just lied, folks. He said the only song he knew was Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, the only one I had a personal connection with.
Yeah, he said that.
But we used to play Another One Bites the Dust. We Will Rock You all the fucking time in marching band.
We Will Rock You was on the same album as Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I'll be real, Bohemian or We Will Rock You is the only Queen song I don't like.
We Will Rock You is slamming.
It's slamming. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like it because of how overplayed it is.
No, actually, it wasn't on Bohemian Rhapsody. It was on the one with We Are the Champions.
Yeah.
In fact, We Are the Champions came on right after.
Yep.
Up against each other, like Walk This Way and My Adidas.
Man.
So
talk about legendary.
I got playing them goddamn songs all the fucking time.
Hey, they played them for a reason, man. Those are big hits, man. That's what big hits do. That's what you do when you got a huge hit. You play them damn motherfuckers to death.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, high school marching band where.
So what album was that? That was Sheer. That was the one with Sheer Heart Attack. That was a big Queen fan too. I was probably a bigger fan than Joe, as you can see. I can't think of the name of that album. I know A Night at the Opera was Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't remember the one that had We Will Rock You. Might have been the same album. It might have been. Anyway, moving on.
All right, next up. Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest. Up against Family Reunion by the OJs.
Go ahead.
Oh, for me, this is an easy pick for me. I absolutely love both groups' music, but for me, Family Reunion is the clear winner.
This one is an easy one for me because as much as I love the OJs and I love that song Family Reunion, Midnight Marauders is just the album that made me a Tribe Called Quest fan. Even though I knew some of their music before, liked some of their songs, I went and bought their previous albums because of Midnight Marauder. So I'm Midnight Marauder all the way. And I must say that one of my closest friends, Greg Campbell, his cousin Felicia, is the model on the cover of Midnight Marauders.
And that Marauders that's the one with Benito Applebaum on it, ain't
it? No. That's the one with Award Tour with Muhammad, my man.
Okay, yeah.
In every place with the mic in my hand. New York, DC, Motown. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't rock against anything against the Tribe. Anything coming up against the Tribe Called Quest album is going to be a tough out.
That's by far my favorite Tribe album.
I'm going Midnight Marauders.
Okay. OG, what'd you go with?
Midnight Marauders, baby. That's my favorite Tribe album of all time. That's a classic, man. That's a classic.
All right. Next up, we have.
Oh my God.
Oh, I thought you had something to say.
oh my God.
All right. Next up, we have.
I want to say this. My brother pointed this line out to me, but it was. Once he pointed it out, I thought it was one of the funniest lines that I had ever heard at that point. When Five Dog said, "Smile, look at the birdie. Your style is incomplete, like Vinny Testaverde."
Oh wow! Wow. Okay. So next up,
rest in peace, Five Dog.
Rest in peace, Five.
Next up, we have "We Can't Be Stopped" by Ghetto Boys up against "Enter the Drew" by Drew Hill.
Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto Boys. That's the easy
one. Yeah, unanimous on that.
That's the easy one, dog. That's my mind playing tricks on me.
All right, next up then. What was that?
None.
Oh, okay. Next up, we got "Very Necessary" by Salt and Pepper. Or Peppa, not Pepper. I ain't trying to talk white.
You gotta do it.
Up against "Moving Pictures" by Rush.
That's a little tougher. Which Salt and Pepper was that? Which album was it? What's the name of the album? What's the name of it?
"Very Necessary."
So that's their first one. I'm going with that. Now there's two. Wait a minute. I should have had the music out. I'm coming with
"What a Man," "Shoot."
Oh, that's the one with that. Oh yeah,
that's the second one.
Salt and Pepper all day. Oh, Salt and Pepper all day. If that one's on the
yeah, Salt and Pepper.
Unanimous on that.
Yeah, that album right there was fucking loaded. Yeah, that album. I thought it was the first one because I was going to go with the Rush. The first one had an interesting fact to it though. I don't know if y'all want it anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
Boom. Okay. Anyway, the first Salt and Pepper album. This happened to another album that I had because I actually bought the first one, the first release. The first Salt and Pepper album did not have "Push It" on it.
Oh wow!
When it was first released, "Push It" was not on the album. "Push It" was made to be a B-side on their opening single, "Tramp." Their opening single, the first single that they ever made, was a song called "Tramp," and "Push It" was the B-side. Well, a DJ in California flipped the record one day, listened to the B-side and said, "Oh, this shit is banging," and started playing the B-side, and "Push It" blew up. Mm-hmm. So they took the album off the shelves and put "Push It" on the album and re-released it.
Okay.
And I used to have because that was back in the cassette days. I had the cassette with "Push It" when "Push It" wasn't on it. I had the original one. And the same happened with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't know if you knew that. Bone Thugs and Harmony, they
Crossroads.
came out with the Crossroads. They had a different version of the Crossroads, and the Crossroads that everybody know was actually a remix of the original Crossroads.
Huh.
Yep.
And then it got so big that they pulled the album off the shelf, replaced the original Crossroads with the remix, and re-released it. And I only knew that because I had both of those originals.
Yeah. All right, so
That's why DJs is so important.
all right, so next up, we have "That's the Way of the World" by Earth, Wind, and Fire, up against "Legend" by Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Man, that's so damn unfair. That's the way of the world. That is an absolute phenomenal album. But the album that turned me out and my favorite art, I'm Bob Marley, and that album, that is my favorite Bob Marley album. And Bob Marley is one of my favorite artists of all time, one of my hugest influences. I've got to go with Legend. Bob Marley is too good. This is an unfair matchup to be this early. They should. There's albums that's already come up that should have went up against these. These should not be going against each other this early in the contest. It's not fair. Not fair.
This is the downside to randomizing your brackets, which is all on me. I randomized the shit out of the brackets.
I'm going with Legend, man. I'm going with Legend, Bob Marley, just because that's a tough out for me. I'm telling you.
I'm going with Bob Marley, Legend.
I'm gonna go Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Thank you.
Next up, we have "Night at the Aqua" up against
Opera, not Aqua.
"Night at the Opera."
Opera.
God,
OPERA.
this is why you don't take notes when you're drunk. I didn't even know that.
This is the Bohemian Rhapsody album.
Yeah. All right, "Night at the Opera" up against Wham with their self-titled album.
Night at the Opera, not even close.
Same here.
Unanimous. I should give it 100 votes. All right. Next up is Wu-Tang Forever up against Saints and Sinners.
Who is Saints and Sinners?
I believe that's self-titled from what I was looking up earlier.
I don't even know what that is.
Is that Jelly Roll and when Waylon Jelly Roll and Struggle Jennings?
No, not on this bracket.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm going with Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I'm going Wu-Tang Forever.
White Snake.
Oh, I like White Snake. That is a good album. But I'm still going Wu-Tang.
Yeah, Wu-Tang all day.
Wu-Tang.
I like White Snake. That's actually a really good. That's a good rock. White Snake is rock and roll, hard rock.
Yeah.
I used to really, really, really like White Snake. That is a good album. Yeah, there's no Wu-Tang though.
One of the hair bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. White Snake was cold.
All right, next up.
D. Snyder.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Next up, we have Led Zeppelin 4 up against Ghetto Boys, self-titled album.
Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto Boys as well.
Read these Nikes. Look.
I don't know if I told the story when we put this album in there, but I had a cousin that stomped somebody in the forehead, and he left the Nike print in his forehead. And he told him when he stomped on him, read these Nikes, bitch.
These Nikes, boy. That's when everybody started stumping niggas after that. Became a thing. Stumping niggas became a thing after that.
Oh. All right, let me make sure I got this information right.
I needed money, so I robbed a liquor store. Down on your knees, she hesitated. I kicked the whore. Want to go for bad, bitch? I go for broke. Put on my 9, think it's a game. She said, nope.
Hey, little side note on the Ghetto Boy. No, I ain't gonna give him a plug. Never mind. Don't watch our show, not his.
All right.
The manager must have thought I was bluffing him. She knew I was serious, and so did he when I busted him. All right, I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
Next up.
Song.
Next up, we have Illusion 1 by Guns N' Roses up against 3 years, 5 months, and 2 days in the life of by Arrested Development.
Oh, Arrested Development. I was ready to vote. I was ready to vote until you said Arrested Development. No, Arrested Development, that album is.
That's the one with Everyday People and
Wendell. That's the one with Tennessee.
Yeah, Arrested Development.
That is unanimous, sadly.
Okay, so can I tell y'all a story? Can I do it again? I should have had it queued up because I'm bringing them. I'm bringing them tonight. I saw this interview and I was a big Arrested Development fan. Most underrated group to see live is Arrested Development. Fantastic concert if you've never seen them. One of the best concerts. Totally blow you away. I watched them blow Blackstreet off the stage. I saw an interview of Speech, who was the leader of the lead vocalist of Arrested Development, and he told the most interesting story about the song Tennessee. I had no idea. It blew my mind, and when you listen to it, you'll never hear it the same way again. Tennessee was a prayer. The song is a prayer. He was leaving Tennessee, leaving a funeral. I think was his. It was grandma passed, my brother's gone. What is it? Grandma passed, my brother's gone, and never in life felt so alone. So he was leaving. One of their. I don't remember which is which. So I'm just going. What I'm saying now may be backwards. He was leaving his grandmother's funeral, leaving Tennessee from his grandmother's funeral, and his brother died. And they turned around, had to turn around and go right back to Tennessee. And he wrote that song during that time about that experience, and it was a prayer. It was a prayer. Listen to that, man. You gotta meet Tennessee. Take me to another place. Take me to another land. It is deep when you hear it. When you hear that story and hear that song, it changes the whole way you listen to it. Super deep song.
Man.
No doubt about it, I'm going with Arrested Development. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unanimous.
No shade to Guns N' Roses.
No. My vote was already set.
Yeah. We already had that information.
And I was like, damn.
My vote was already set. And then you should have read it changed.
This next matchup, for me at least, is going to be a little more difficult. We have 3 Feet High and Rising by De La Soul.
De La Soul. You know, up against Aquemini by Outkast.
Aquemini.
He can't name
He even say it in the song, Aquemini. You and I, Aquemini.
They say it too. De La Soul is of the soul, right? Loved. I'm a big fan of De La Soul. Love that album. But I'm going with Aquemini.
That's the one with Skewed on the Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
Elevators.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to go with Aquemini.
Aquemini as well. Unanimous. All right.
Again, no shade to De La Soul.
No, not at all.
Not at all. That's a hell of an album right there, man.
Yeah.
That's by far. I mean, it's not even close. That is by far their best album too.
Yeah, that's the one with Me, Myself, and I, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next up, we have L.A. Women by The Doors up against Room 112 by 112.
Going with the Doors, baby.
Yeah, the Doors all day long.
God damn, another unanimous decision. All
That was
right.
a good album by 112.
Oh,
It's not as good as Jim Morrison and the Doors.
these next two.
I met one of the members of 112 2 years ago. He came and bought an Escalade from us over in Warren. It was a cute chick that worked there, and she somehow got hooked up with old boy from 112. He's doing good. Q or Quincy or something like that. I didn't know who he was. They all knew him. But he was from 112. He was one of the members of 112. Came to the dealership. He was cool. We kicked it for a minute.
Mm.
But yeah, that was a short story. Not worthy of old school fact of the day.
These next two matchups, or these last two matchups of this first round, I should say, are going to be they're, to me at least, they're going to be a little more difficult. We have Evolution by Boyz II Men up against Hysteria by Def Leppard.
I'm going Evolution, Boys and Men.
I'm going to go Hysteria by Def Leppard. To me, Boyz II Men 2 is the greatest Boyz II Men album.
What was on Evolution?
Look it up here, make sure I know what I'm talking about. We have A Song for Mama.
Oh. Is that the one with the End of the Road?
Four Seasons of Loneliness.
And I'm going with Def Leppard. If that ain't the one with the End of the Road, it ain't better than that Def Leppard.
The one with End of the Road is a real tough out. And I actually think we put that out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough out. But that one, no, that other stuff. I don't think they got. Well, they had the one with ah. That was a good album too. But no, Def Leppard. I'm going Def Leppard. But that wasn't it. I know that ain't it.
Wow. I just realized the one with the Boyz II Men song with End of the Road. That album did not make the brackets at all.
That's a shame because that's a good album. Yeah. That would be a tough out. But all that's right. Okay.
Next up, final matchup of the first round. Too Hot to Handle by Heatwave up against Survivor, Destiny's Child.
That's an extremely tough one on the surface. But beneath the surface, it's not that tough for me. There's no doubt about it. I'm Too Hot to Handle for Heatwave. Not even that. For me, that's not very close. And I love that Survivor album, but we're talking always and forever.
Oh, damn. Yeah, right?
I'll go with Heatwave.
we talking Boogie Nights and Always and Forever. Come on, man.
Yeah. Sadly, Survivor gets the boot first round.
Good album, man. It deserved to make it to the second round. There's some albums out here in the second round that would have lost to that album.
Yeah.
Ain't one of them.
Now, before we start the second round, do we need a break at all?
Yeah. You listen to the Waiting Workers. We are back, man. We're counting down for the greatest album of all times. We had a very interesting first round. It's about to get even more interesting here. So,
I was not expecting it to be as interesting that first round, but those are some actually pretty interesting matchups. Ended up there's a few unanimous decisions that weren't easy decisions, so that's always a good thing with the Wayz verse.
And I would like to say that I don't see myself getting pissed from here on out. I think everything that made it through the first round deserved it, and I think from here out, everything that's in it is deserving of moving forward. So
Absolutely.
I want to thank y'all for not pissing me off tonight.
Wayz kind of made it easy with these matchups. So,
oh, y'all forgot who y'all's talking about. There's still plenty of time for me to piss both of you off.
Not yet.
Well, not with the matchups.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think everything that made it out the first round is worthy of being in the game. So
that's a good point.
I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay tonight.
All right.
I don't think I can get pissed off with whatever, no matter what the matchup end up being this time.
All right. Well then, shit. With that said, y'all ready?
Yeah. No.
All right. First up.
Yeah.
Bob Marley and the Wailers with Legend up against Wish by Pink Floyd.
Bob Marley and the Wailers with Legend and Buffalo Soldier. Red like my.
Oh, damn, that's a hard one.
And it's not Wish.
I'm gonna go with Pink Floyd. Wish You Were Here.
Wish You Were Here. Thank you very much. But I will go ahead and jump in and say, Legend, Bob Marley and the Wailers, absolute classic, and we'll move on.
No, big don't cry.
Oh no.
No woman, no cry.
After the show, though, I am gonna go and listen to Wish You Were Here.
I wish
you was here now.
In the government yard in Trenchtown. Yeah.
All right. Next up. Oh shit! What was this damn album? Can never be stopped by Ghetto Boys. Am I right on that?
I know what you're talking about, so I don't. I honestly. Yeah, I think it's
Can't Stop. Thank you. God damn.
Yeah.
This
I know that.
Whiskey something else.
That's the mind playing tricks on me, yo.
I'm telling you, this Canadian whiskey will put you in a fucking concussion protocol.
That's why I'm not drinking whiskey tonight.
Up against the Game, Queen.
I'm going Ghetto Boys.
I'm just going to say it. I'm going with Queen.
I'm going with Queen, too.
All right. Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest. Up against Very Necessary by Salt and Pepper.
Tribe.
Yeah, I'm going with the Low End Theory.
Yeah. Unanimous. Oh, yes. Kiss with Destroyer up against Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe. Midnight Marauders.
All day.
All night.
We maraud.
All right.
I said, we maraud for ears.
Next up, we have the self-titled album, Ghetto Boys, up against L.A. Women by The Doors.
I'm going Ghetto Boys this time.
Yeah, I'm going Ghetto Boys too.
I'm going to go with The Doors.
Name one song off that album.
I don't need to. It didn't go on. All right.
I need money because I robbed the liquor store. Down on your knees, she hesitated. I kicked the whore. Want to go for bad, bitch? I go for broke. Pull up my 9, think it's a game. She said, nope. Outcome the manager must have thought I was bluffing him. She knew I was serious, and so did he when I busted him. Come on, motherfuckers, I ain't playing. So give it up. She said the cops are coming. Does it look like I give a fuck? You're lucky I ain't horny. I'll be rocking you. She let down her hair, put up her skirt, and said, "What's stopping you?" She must mistake me for a lollygag. Because if I get in that ass, they haul me off in the body bag. Come on, that is the best Ghetto Boys album of all time. Love that shit.
Next up, we have Too Hot to Handle by Heatwave. Up against 3 years, 5 months, and 2 days in the Life of by Arrested Development.
I think we just pissed him off. But I'm going with Arrested Development.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Heatwave.
Oh, now I know it really pissed him off.
Hey, now he can't get pissed because he made the final decision.
But that's why he's gonna be pissed. Because he had to make the final decision.
Woo! Okay. All right. Where we at?
Arrested Development.
Yep.
Against Heatwave.
Too Hot to Handle.
Too Hot to Handle. 3 years, 5 months, 2 days.
In the Life of.
This is the toughest freaking decision. And what you go with, Big Ed?
Oh, I went with Arrested Development.
And of course, Wayz went where Heatwave to fuck with me.
Absolutely.
This is so absolutely tough. You don't understand how much I love both of these albums. This the one with mind-blowing, hard to go decisions. I want to know. Causes head-on collision. Must decide how to go. Is she mine? I want to know. Arrested Development is so awesome. I'm gonna go with Heatwave. Too Hot to Handle. Too Hot to Handle. Boogie Nights, mind blowing. Always and Forever. Yeah, I'm going with Heatwave. Strong. Tough call.
All right.
Sorry, Mr. Wendell.
Mr. Wendell, People Every Day, Tennessee. Oh, snap. Tough call, man. Tough call.
Here we go with another tough call, in my opinion.
That was the toughest call I've had this whole damn competition. I don't understand. That's two of my favorites.
Next up, we have Outkast with Aquemini up against Night at the Opera by Queen.
Oh, that is a tough one.
Ooh.
Not for Big Ed. This is easy for Big Ed.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, man.
Essentially, what we have is Elevators up against Bohemian Rhapsody.
And actually, I think Skewed on the Barry was the best song on that album. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to go with Aquemini.
God damn.
I'm going to go with Queen. I'm going to go with Queen.
Shit.
Now we got to fuck with Wayz.
Yeah, because, like, this is my favorite rock group up against my fucking favorite hip-hop group. Shit.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Why are you gonna do that? Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's just you and I, equipment and I.
Oh, fuck me and you.
It's just me and you, your mama and your cousin too.
Oh shit, man! These are
Right.
y'all have no idea. Both of these albums, not just the fucking main songs that blew up the most off of these albums. Both of these albums, I've introduced all 4 of my kids to, including my 3-year-old daughter, who hated the music. And I almost wanted to disown her for a second because of it, but I stopped and got my shit together. Ah, fuck.
My best friend.
I have to go Night at the Opera by Queen. I hate to get rid of fucking Outkast.
Wow.
God damn.
That might be an upset.
There's one shocker every night, every show.
Man, that was so
that
hard.
Might be it right there.
That was so fucking difficult for me. That is a hell of a matchup, and I wanted to try to come up with something real quick to put someone else on the spot, but that was too difficult. All right.
Now, for our serious viewers, if you remember back on the What Up Though show, Wayz ranked Outkast as the highest ever
amongst hip hop groups.
Yeah, that's what we were ranking that night. Hip hop groups, and you ranked them the highest ever, over Houdini, over Run DMC,
yeah,
over Wu-Tang.
But it's Queen. And in my opinion, one of the greatest groups, if not the greatest group of all time, no matter what genre of music. Next up, we have Wu-Tang Forever up against Hysteria by Def Leppard. For me, a lot easier choice. I'm going Wu-Tang.
Me too.
Because the Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
So News of the World was the name of that album, and I don't remember that being the name of that album.
Got eliminated on the first fucking bracket. I was so mad.
I didn't know that's what it was. That's the one that had We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions.
Yeah.
I voted for that. I had no idea that's what it was.
See, Wayz, you got to get these names right, man.
I had News of the World as the right name.
You didn't say who
I'm the one who put it in.
You didn't say who the artist was. You couldn't have. I would have asked which one it was because that's the one that got sheer heart attack. And yeah, I would have went with that.
All right, so it's going to bug me if I don't figure this out right now. Hold on. I'm going to see what album beat it.
I would have voted for that. Because that was actually my favorite Queen album. No, it wasn't. The Game was my favorite Queen album. That was my second favorite one. I like that better than Bohemian Rhapsody. Or should I say The Night at the Opera? I used to like that album better. I like that album better than The Night at the Opera. But The Game was my favorite Queen album. The Game was
News of the World got eliminated in the first round by There's a Riot Going On.
Yeah. Who made There's a Riot Going On?
I want to say Public Enemy.
I don't think so. No. See, that's where we're messing up. We got to get the artists in there too, so we know.
Sly and the Family Stone. That's why.
Oh yeah, that is a good album. That was a tough matchup. That was a tough matchup. I probably still would have went with Queen if I'd have known that's what that was. But that would have been a tough matchup.
That was the matchup. That was the bracket where Run DMC versus Run DMC happened in the finals.
Exactly. Two more groups that I didn't name that fell and ended up Run DMC versus Run DMC. Sly and the Family Stone, Queen, Pink Floyd. It was all kind of classic.
It wasn't. Which one was it? The Pulse or the Wall? The Wall was in that one.
Yeah, The Wall.
Yeah, and it ended up Run DMC versus Run DMC.
Yeah.
Anyway,
next up,
I want to dwell on that because we're having a much better bracket here.
All right. Well, next up, we got our quarterfinals starting up here. And to start it off, we have Too Hot to Handle by Heatwave up against The Game by Queen.
Woo! Super duper tough. Super duper tough. Too Hot to Handle been going up against some tough competition, boy. It must have been a 10 seed.
I'm gonna go with Queen, The Game. Every time
I'm going with Heat Wave.
I was just going to say the same thing. I think I'm going to go with Heat Wave on this.
Hey, look, hold on. Every time I say my vote first, OG be like the people in the TikTok videos where the grandma calls and tell them to come mow the lawn, and they just be like, "Hey, this thing done froze up on me again."
Yeah, I'm Heat Wave. Too Hot to Handle is tough, man. That's gonna be a tough out.
All right.
That was a tough one. Because that's my favorite Queen album.
All right.
Game is good. Crazy little thing called love. I gotta be cool. Relax. Get in, get on my tracks, take a back seat, hitchhike. Take a long ride on my motorbike because I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love.
Next up, we have Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest up against the self-titled album, Ghetto Boys.
Ooh.
Tough. I'm going with Ghetto Boys.
I'm going Low End Theory.
Oh, man. Fuck both of y'all.
You know Wayz did that on purpose, right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Oh. All right. I need a reminder. What songs are on Ghetto Boys?
Read These Nikes.
Little Ghetto Boys.
Mind Other Things. Lunatic. Trigger Happy Nigga. Shit, that's
what's on the Low End Theory?
I don't know. Oh, Scenario, I think Scenario.
Oh man. That's who brought us Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, Busta Rhymes came with just another PTA. Who was that group?
That was on the same
Leaders of the New School.
Yeah, those Leaders of the New School.
But Scenario is also dubbed as a Leaders of the New School song.
No, it's not. It is not.
I've seen it there.
No, it is.
But the first time I heard Busta Rhymes was on Scenario.
That's what brought you Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes was in Leaders of the New School.
I know he was in Leaders of the New School.
Yeah, I was on Leaders of the New School before I was on Tribe.
Well, I'm going ahead and just list the songs on that Tribe Quest or that Tribe album that I personally always loved. Bugging Out versus For the Abstract, or From the Abstract, were the two I mainly listen to. There's also Jazz, Sky Pager, Check the Rhyme.
Check the Rhyme was dope.
Check the Rhyme is the only actual song that I recognize right off the bat.
That's the only song of the ones he named that I recognize.
I'm gonna go with Ghetto Boys.
All right. Ghetto Boys moves on. Ooh.
That was a good album. That Ghetto Boys album was good. I actually I got hip to the Ghetto Boys because it Can't Be Stopped, but when I went back and bought the first one because it Can't Be Stopped, this album was better than Can't Be Stopped. The first one was better than the second one. But my mind playing tricks on me was a better song than anything on that first album.
Yep.
And that's what made me buy it. But the first album was a better one. Oh, and it also had Life in the Fast Lane. Yep.
All right. So next up, let's go ahead and jump on to the next matchup of these quarterfinals.
And the cops will say, "Oh." Scarface killed it on that song, man.
Shit. Next up, we got Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest up against Wu-Tang Forever.
Midnight Marauders.
I'm going with the Midnight Marauders too, baby.
Oh, I'm going Wu-Tang.
That's why that's part of the reason why I didn't feel bad about voting against the low end theory. Because I knew Midnight Marauders was still right there.
And I've said
it was a better album.
I agree. We're on a world tour with Muhammad, man.
Now, this next matchup, I'm really interested to see what happens. We have Night at the Opera by Queen up against Bob Marley and the Wailers, Legend. Well, shit, I'm going with Queen. All right. We're down to these semis. We down to these semis. These next two matchups are going to determine who goes into this final round of this bracket and gets put in the poll to determine who wins through our Facebook groups and the pages. First up, we have Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest up against Too Hot to Handle by Heatwave. I'll start it off. I'm going to go Too Hot to Handle by Heatwave.
I'm going to go Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest.
I would have much rather seen this go to the polls because I do not want to pick. I don't want to choose, man. I love both of these albums so freaking much.
Hey, why don't we do it like this? Let's put this one and the next one to the polls. And whoever wins those two polls is in the finals for the league. And we'll just hold the final, we'll do the finals at the beginning of the show next week.
I'm going to vote. I'm going to go with Midnight Marauders.
Ooh-wee. All right. That leaves us with one final matchup before we get to these finals. We have the self-titled album, Ghetto Boys, up against Bob Marley and the Wailers, Legend.
Going Legend. As much as I love that Ghetto Boys album, I love that Ghetto Boys album, but Legend is loaded. Every Bob Marley song you love damn near is on Legend.
Man. And Legend wins by unanimous vote on this one.
Damn near every Bob Marley song you know.
Oh, yeah. So that puts Bob Marley and the Wailers, Legend,
up against Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest.
Glad I don't got to make the call on that one.
Look, so if you would like to get a say in this, ladies and gentlemen, please join the What Up Doe Show Radio Facebook page, join the Smoke Session 612 Facebook group, and join the Wayzverse Facebook group.
This poll will be showing up in all three groups. And the poll, I learned something about Facebook. In case y'all didn't know, I'll share it with you guys too. If you make a poll in one group and you share it elsewhere, all the votes taken in the other groups are all tabulated onto that same one poll.
Yep.
So I share it amongst several groups, but the main three you want to join is the What Up Though Show page, the Smoke Session 612 page, and the Wayzverse page. And You can vote on this poll across many different platforms, and we want all the votes. The more, the merrier, because it's a bigger sample size. And I like sharing it across our different platforms because, I got my crew. They say I'm old school. He's got his crew. He's middle school. And then Joe got the kindergartners.
Yeah, I got that elementary school. Let's get it. Early 2000s to current day.
Right.
So, I love it, and this is the best finals matchup we've had so far.
Absolutely, I cannot wait to see what these results. To be honest, I think this is going to be the matchup that has the closest results as far as these polls go.
I could see this one being people make it. I can see some people being easy for, and some people it being tough for. But I think with the variety and the diverse audience we have amongst our three groups and the other groups that I will share it with, I could see this being the closest one. This is the best. This one for me feels like the first finals matchup that really truly belongs to be a finals matchup.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I think the others were a sham.
Okay. Because, apparently Off the Wall up against 1999 was a sham.
That was okay. Although Purple Rain and Thriller are both better than Off the Wall in 1999, I respect both of those because they were both the setup albums for the respective artist's biggest album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Prince's biggest album came behind 1999, and Michael Jackson's biggest album came behind Off the Wall. So that was respectable. I'll take that back. That one was respectable. And quite frankly, they are my favorite two albums by those two artists. I like this albums better than the bigger one. But so that one, I'll give that one a pass.
Mm-hmm.
But Christmas Time against Superfly against it wasn't close. That was unfair. Should have been Sign of the Times.
So, to recap the finals of this round, we have Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest going up against Legend by Bob Marley and the Wailers.
I'm not voting. I'm not voting on this one. I'm gonna leave it be.
Well, you got a week to come up with your decision.
It's my favorite Bob Marley album against my favorite Tribe Called Quest album, and quite frankly, I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote because when it comes down to it, I'm just gonna say which artist do I like best of those two, since it's my favorite album of each one. And what can I say? I am highly and heavily influenced by Bob Marley. I'm going with Legend.
Big Ed, what you got?
I'm highly influenced by Tribe Called Quest. So I'm going Midnight Marauders.
All right. I'm saving my vote for next week just in case there may be a tiebreaker. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your votes in. And I will decide who goes in because I'm sure as hell not able to think about who I want to win this one because these are two absolutely amazing fucking albums that I cannot vote for right now.
I hate that we do this show in the middle of the week.
I don't.
Because I see an after set.
No, I don't. I
gotta go take care of my COVID, son. Get some sleep.
Well, that's it, y'all. We want to say thank you for joining us. This was the Wayz Verse. I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. On behalf of Big Ed and your host Wayz, this was a great show. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you did too. Make sure you visit the pages, the What Up Though Show page, the Smoke Session 612 Facebook page, and the Wayz Verse Facebook page, and make sure you cast your vote between the Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest and Legend by Bob Marley. I look forward to seeing you next week for the results. And we out of here. It's the Wayz verse. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace. And please like, subscribe, comment, and share.